We did it for the first game, and we're back with round 2. You know the gist. Only one tower for the whole game. The only difference between this video and the other one is that this one I'm allowing heroes because you literally can't turn them off. But no paid heroes, okay? No paid heroes, no items, and no funny business. None at all. Okay? Alright, are you with me? Let's do this thing.
Fully loaded!
Artillery. The kings of crowd control. The dog demolishers. This run starts off so fun, you guys. Artillery are kind of goated for the first section of the game. With careful use of your hero and your abilities, you can pretty easily get to the Dunes of Despair level. Unfortunately, you're pretty much done at that point. 2 words. Flying enemies. And I know what you're thinking. Well, DJ, just get the reinforcements with the bow and arrow and you're fine. See, I was thinking the same thing, but there literally aren't enough stars at that point in the game to upgrade your reinforcements that much. Okay, no problem. Plan B, just upgrade the Rain of Fire ability as much as possible and then use that to kill the giant wasps. Well, I tried it, but that didn't really work either. If you're really good, you might be able to get like 4 of them. Hell, maybe 5 because you're chill like that. It still doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, just because there's so many that come down the path. Okay, plan C. Now that I can use heroes, I'll just use my newly unlocked hero, Mirage, who can hit flying enemies. That's perfect. No, not really. See, Mirage can hit flying enemies. She can. But just barely. She chips away at the flying enemy's health, but just can't really output enough damage to make a difference. Even at 10th level, and I brought her all the way up to 10th level, she just can't output enough damage to kill the minimum amount of flying enemies required to beat the level. So just like that, my artillery run was over.
For honor and glory!
Okay. Yeah. This run did not go well at all. I beat the first few levels alright, but they just took super long. And your hero is actually doing most of the damage, while the little guys just stall enemies. But even then, it wasn't enough to beat the 3rd level. See, I only really tried it once or twice, because even if I did somehow beat this level, the next level is Dunes of Despair, which already proved to be impossible without air attacking towers. So, no, you can't beat Kingdom Rush Frontiers with just Barracks towers.
I put a spell on you.
Wait, this is a fun run, you guys. This one was firing me up, guys. The first section of the game was a complete breeze. Just stay consistent with your upgrades and flood the stages with mage towers and you're set. Oh, and be sure to upgrade your reinforcements along the way because they just become so useful against magic resistant or fast enemies. I'm looking at you, Warhounds. But level after level, I flew through the game. I did have a slight hiccup at Nazaru's Gate because the sand wraiths just spawn so many mummies, it's hard for the slow attacking mages to keep up. But eventually I was able to brute force my way through it. However, the next level would certainly spell trouble. See what I did there? The next level is Crimson Valley, which contains my #1 nemesis from last time I attempted this challenge. You guessed it, Matriarchs. Matriarchs are the perfect anti-magic troop. We're talking magic-resistant multipliers. And they're fast little freaks too. No matter what technique I tried, I could not beat this level. And it wasn't even close. The best I ever did was with maxed out reinforcements, but it still wasn't enough to stop the onslaught of enemies. And for a second I thought it was over. But then I realized there was one variable I never tried changing. The hero. This whole time all I was using was Ulrich. I never gave Mirage or Cronin a try. Yeah, that didn't work. So no, you can't beat Kingdom Rush Frontiers with only mages.
Archers ready?
Okay, it didn't work out for the last 3 towers, but that's fine, that's fine. You know, archers were easily the best tower when I did this the first time around, and I'll tell you, they did not disappoint. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but archers, by far, are just the most versatile tower in Kingdom Rush. They perfectly balance their damage through single targets and crowd control. I blasted through the first couple levels of this game. Pretty easily, too. And it's kind of fun because all you have to do is put an archer in every spot and then just slowly upgrade them as a group. Unfortunately, my luck came to an abrupt halt when I reached Nazru's gate. Once again, the sand wraiths were causing me quite a bit of trouble. Contrary to popular belief, massive range isn't always a good thing. Let me explain. When you're fighting the sand wraiths, the damage that really counts is the damage that's going to the wraith itself. Because most of the time, the archers can't kill the mummies faster than the sand wraith can spawn them. So what you have to do is place archers in specific places behind the mummy spawner so you can get reliable damage on them. But unfortunately, as you upgrade the archer to get more damage, its range becomes too large, and now the archer just wants to shoot mummies, and the sand wraith just heals up again. I was stuck on this level for quite some time, and I actually found it really useful to go back so I could upgrade my reinforcements and my hero and my archers. And eventually, after a bunch of tries, I did it. And it wasn't even that hard. Believe it or not, all you have to do is just get a few archers at the beginning and rush the barrage upgrade, which, by the way, becomes absolutely essential for this run later on. Then you just get more of these archers one at a time, getting the barrage upgrade as quickly as possible. And you have to rush every round because you can't waste any money. I'm talking 0. And no falconer ability either. I usually really like it, but it just doesn't make sense here. Anyways, do that, then let your hero almost die to the boss a couple times to slow them down, and bada bing bada boom, you beat the level. After that, the game gets pretty easy for a while, actually. Just put down a bunch of archers. It's kind of as simple as that. And a little while later, you get the axe throwers upgrade, and your stars should be pretty much maxed out, so it's kind of smooth sailing. And when you get the axe throwers upgrade, just, kind of put them in some key locations on the map, but otherwise you're gonna speedrun barrage crossbow forts. And that's really the key to these last levels. And for the last few, I actually didn't even use the axe throwers, just because their damage doesn't compare to the barrage crossbow forts, and that's what you really need for this part of the game. Damage. I'll be honest, it felt a little anticlimactic when I beat the final boss with all my archers. It was really cool to have beat the whole game with only archers, but I could only do it with the archers. Was that really all there was? Enough damage to kill the minimum amount of flying enemies required to beat the level. So just like that, my artillery run was over. Wait a second. Do you see that? My artillery tower just killed a giant wasp. It was targeting a ground enemy, but the splash damage carried over to the air unit. Maybe there's some way to harness the splash ability to kill more air units, and my hero can clean up the rest. That might work. Maybe I'll really be able to do this. I just need to...
DJ!
What?
What if perhaps you use the artillery splash damage to kill the air units? Well, I think it's a pretty good idea. Probably work pretty well for you, I think.
Yeah, I was just saying that. How did you not hear?
Right. You think I'm just supposed to hang around here all day? Huh? Listen to you talk all day? That's what I'm supposed to do?
With my plan in motion.
Our plan?
With our plan in motion, I took to the level with everything I had. The idea is you have to stall enemies and use them as targets for air troops later on. Oh, and always rush rounds, even if you don't feel prepared for them. So that's exactly what I did, and it worked perfectly. It went so well, part of me was confused how I didn't realize this in the first place. And after I beat the level, I finally had enough stars to get the bow and arrow ability for my reinforcements. Things were really looking up. And the next level, I unlocked the Dwarf upgrade, which, okay, I cannot stress to you how good the Dwarf is compared to the level 3 artillery. It's ridiculous. So there I was, another level down, right through Nazru's gates, just barely beating the genie himself. Could this be it? Could I really beat the game using only artillery? But so it goes. Eventually my luck ran out. Crimson Valley was basically impossible for me. Even with a maxed out hero, maxed out reinforcements, and using my splash damage trick, I just didn't have enough firepower to kill all the flying units in this level. And the most frustrating part is that the wave that kills you with all of the flying units is wave 13, I think. So you have to do 15 minutes of gameplay every time you want to try a new strategy. And I tried everything I could think of. And that was it. Reeling from the emotional roller coaster that was the artillery run, I decided to go back and, play the game as it was intended with all the towers available to me. And there was something so peaceful and nice about just casually playing through the game. I could use any strategy that sounded fun. There wasn't any enemies I wasn't equipped to deal with. I got to see upgrades I hadn't seen in so long. There was this sense of freedom and creativity I didn't experience until now. And I know it's silly to say that by playing the game as it was intended, I had this epiphany or whatever, but it was just this nice experience and really kind of made me realize the weight of my achievement. I beat all of Kingdom Rush Frontiers using archers. That's pretty good. And I got pretty far with the other ones too, which is definitely not something to scoff at. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.